apologize for being late this morning. I had some challenges with going live, but here we are. So let's take a moment to connect. Let's take a deep breath in. Breathe in deep through your mouth. Through your nose. Hold it for a few seconds and breathe out through your mouth. Releasing any tension, relaxing your shoulders and your neck. Take another deep breath in through your nose. Hold it for a second or two and release and relax, bringing yourself present. And let's gently press our hands together. Rub your fingers against your palms. Feel your fingertips. Feel the palms. And bring yourself present to your body right here, right now. So today, let's talk about resilience, adaptability, and values. Resilience is the ability to respond and recover vitality and energy in the face of circumstance, whatever that circumstance may be. And in these times, these very unusual times, we are facing many challenges to the status quo, challenges to our idea of who we are individually and as a culture. And the thing that will guide us in our ability to adapt is by having a connection to our values, by knowing our values. They act as our North Star, as a way to guide ourselves and our responses to circumstances and to choices that we make. And yesterday we talked about purpose and mission and how values are important in that respect, or in the context of our mission and our purpose. But our values also are guidance for us, provide guidance for us in the face of change, and give us some clarity in how to respond to situations. So I want to make a distinction between adaptability and resilience, because resilience at its core talks about life force, really. And adaptability is the ability to adapt to whatever situation. And I want us to question. I want us to be alert to how much we're willing. Hello, Olivia. I'm so glad you're here. How much we're willing to adapt on a longer term, how much we're willing to accept a new normal from our very extraordinary circumstances of the moment. So right now we're being called to isolate and to be cautious of one another so that we don't spread disease. We're hopefully rethinking our circumstances in life. Hopefully, we're rethinking some of the patterns that we've had in our lives. Certainly, globally, we're able to slow down and realize that maybe our rush to consumerism wasn't as fulfilling a pathway for ourselves individually or for our planet overall. But going back to adaptability, we could be adapting to our current situation as an ongoing circumstance, for instance, where we don't hug one another, or we don't shake hands, or we're always wearing masks, or we're always 6 feet apart, and um, what that we could be adapting to that. And I want to talk about resilience as adaptation and responsiveness guided by deeply held values. And as we recognize, like I know for myself, that community and connection and love and affection and contact are all really important values that I hold, and they're important to my vitality, and I'm sure I'm not alone in that. And so I'm inviting everyone to question what we're willing to accept for a longer term circumstance and situation, and way of interacting with each other. And last week I spoke about what price safety, and talking about quality of life and what we're willing to adapt to, versus where our resilience comes from. So I think that resilience comes from a bigger sense of purpose, or a bigger picture, something that can call us forth from ourselves and beyond. And I believe it's values driven. So what the invitation is today is to look at what you value, and look at how you can support those values going forward. Right now, we're in an emergency circumstance, but we're going to be coming out of that circumstance. And the question is, what are you willing to give up in the name of adapting, versus in the name of thriving and resilience? And um, it's sort of tricky territory. It's tricky territory because we tend to be driven so deeply by fear, and I think we get to choose again values. What is more important, love or fear? What is more important, connection or caution? And it's not a black and white answer, but it is something that each of us need to look at for ourselves, as to what we're willing to accept in the name of adaptability, and what we're willing to create in the name of resilience and purpose and values. So uh, I take my coaching clients through a values exercise, and uh, I actually have a deck of values cards that I put together that are available if you're interested. If you go to yourcoreconnection.com, there are values cards that you can buy to sort through your values, and also connect with others in your family or friends to look at how your values differ, and how to bridge those values between one another. And if you're not interested in the cards, you can find lists of values online. And what you can do then is go through the list of values. In fact, there's a list of values in the back of the ebook that I was talking about yesterday, which you can also get by going to yourcoreconnection.com. It's free, and it has a list of values in the back. And what you can do is go through those values and start out by circling the ones that are most relevant to you, and then through a process of elimination, look at those that are most important and choose to live by those values in the decisions that you make. And what I mean by that is the in the decisions that we make and take toward how we're going to live. You know, what do we value in life? If we value connection, what are we willing to sacrifice in the face of that? If we value community, are we willing to have social distancing be a long-term practice? Are we willing to not shake hands? Are we willing to not hug people? Are we willing to um, give up what that provides us in life and the quality of life that that provides? This is there. It's not black and white. It's not. I don't have the answer that's going to be the right answer for you. But I think it's really important that as we're slowing down in the world right now, as we're having an opportunity to assess what we're up to, that it's really important to be looking at what the quality of our lives is and how do we improve that. And tomorrow is the 60th anniversary of Earth Day. And if this time has done nothing else, it's given us a pause long enough for the earth to be reasserting herself, for nature to be reappearing in her magnificence. And hopefully, it's giving us an awakening to our responsibility for the quality of life on the planet. And we were racing toward destruction, really. We now have an opportunity to take action and to choose differently in our lives. So I'm going to be talking more about Earth Day tomorrow, but it's all about values, and we need to be looking at our behaviors on all levels, not just in terms of social distancing, but in terms of our consumerism, in terms of what we really need and how we really want to live, that is is going to shape our future. So resilience is responsiveness, and I make the caveat that it's a values based and bigger picture based response. So, hello, Lisa. Welcome. Thanks for being here. So, that's it for today. That's talking about resilience versus adapting and using our values to guide our decisions of how we're going to live, how we're going to love, and um, how we're going to share with each other. So thanks so much for being with me. Check out the other amazing programming on Enlightened World Network. And I invite you, actually, I have a podcast called Sustainability Now. And we have started weekly hangouts where we share films. And it's every Thursday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. And this week, we're going to be airing a film called The Story of Plastics. And it is a call to looking at how we can use our values to make different choices and how we can make a difference in the plastic plague that has been overtaking the planet. So if you'd like to join us, please go. You can go on Facebook to Sustainability Now, and or you could, I think, well, actually, if you go to Facebook to Sustainability Now, you'll see an invitation to get tickets on Eventbrite, and We would love to have you join us and spread the word. This is for Thursday. Tomorrow's Earth Day, and Thursday night, this is a celebration of Earth Day and the possibility that we can all create a better world, especially moving through the momentum of this time of hopefully greater awareness. So I look forward to seeing you tomorrow with great love and great compassion. Thanks so much for being here.